A diplomatic clarification from Delhi has followed a major claim by U.S. President Donald Trump. Trump told reporters that Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi had agreed to stop buying Russian oil. A statement now officially denied by India's Ministry of External Affairs. In this video, we explain what Trump said, how India responded, and what this means for global oil politics and the ongoing war in Ukraine. Speaking from the Oval Office on Wednesday, President Donald Trump claimed that Prime Minister Modi had assured him India would no longer buy Russian oil, saying the decision would happen within a short period of time. He called the move a big stop, positioning it as part of his administration's push to choke Moscow's energy revenues and end the war in Ukraine. Trump also said, "Now I've got to get China to do the same thing." The remark underscored his wider strategy to pressure Russia's major energy buyers, including China, India, and Turkey.
He's a friend of mine. We have a great relationship. He just said that 2 days ago, as you know. We have a great relationship. No, we were not happy with him buying oil from Russia because that lets Russia continue on with this ridiculous war where they've lost 1.5 million people, by the way. Russia's lost 1.5 million people, soldiers mostly. This is a war that should have never started, but it's a war that Russia should have won in the first week, and they're going into the 4th year. And I want to see it stop. So I was not happy that India was buying oil. And he assured me today that they will not be buying oil from Russia. That's a big stop.
Hours later, India's Ministry of External Affairs dismissed Trump's claim, saying there had been no phone conversation between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump in recent days. MEA spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal clarified. On the question of whether there was a conversation or a telephone call between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump, "I am not aware of any conversation yesterday between the two leaders." He also reiterated that discussions with the U.S. on energy cooperation were ongoing, but India's import policies are guided entirely by the objective of safeguarding the interests of the Indian consumer in a volatile energy scenario.
See, on the issue of energy sourcing, we have made a statement. This was put out in the morning today. We would request you to look at that particular statement for the questions that you have. On the question of whether there was a conversation or a telephone call between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump, I am not aware of any conversation yesterday.
India has consistently defended its purchase of discounted Russian crude oil, calling it essential to support the needs of the world's 5th largest economy. Despite mounting Western pressure, Delhi has maintained that it remains neutral in the Russia-Ukraine conflict and that its trade ties are not endorsements of war, but decisions driven by economic necessity. Indian officials have also accused Washington of double standards, pointing out that both the U.S. and Europe continue to engage in selective trade with Russia, even as they criticize others for doing the same. Trump's remarks come as part of his administration's broader campaign to cut off Moscow's energy funding. The U.S. has asked not only India but also Japan to stop importing oil and gas from Russia. On Wednesday, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said he had conveyed this expectation to visiting Japanese Finance Minister Katsunobu Kato. The Trump administration has also imposed 50% tariffs on Indian goods, among the highest in the world, as a punitive measure for Delhi's continued trade with Russia. These levies include a 25% penalty on transactions linked to Russian oil and weapons deals. The Kremlin has dismissed Trump's comments, saying Russia will continue to offer high-quality oil at lower prices. A Russian official said that if countries were prevented from buying Russian crude, the principles of free trade were being violated. Meanwhile, China's foreign ministry also defended its trade ties, saying it has normal, legitimate economic, trade, and energy cooperation with countries around the world, including Russia. So, while Washington tightens pressure on Moscow's allies, India has drawn a diplomatic line, denying any shift in its Russian oil policy and clarifying that no phone call between Modi and Trump ever took place. Stay tuned to the Indian Express for the latest updates on India-US relations, global diplomacy, and the evolving oil trade crisis. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more verified news and in-depth explainers.